Welcome back to the Aldo Sweet Road to the Show here on MLB The Show 16. We're hopping straight into a game here against the Louisville Bats. We are on the road. It is top half of the third inning. Full count to Aldo. He takes that one right up the gut into center field. Lands in front of the center fielder. He's got himself a base hit. Here, his first of the day. 7-pitch at bat, solid contact, 28 training points, solid at bat there. So now he comes up later on in the game, the top half of the fifth, still down 2-0, 2 outs, nobody on, full count yet again on Aldo. Here comes the pitch. Showtime action, and Aldo's taken this one past the first baseman. His glove was not quick enough to snag that one, and Aldo's got himself another single on the day. He's got a 2-hit game, 28 training points on back-to-back at-bats. So Aldo goes 2 for 3 on the day. The Clippers end up beating the Bats by a score of 3-2. And Aldo is now going to add some stuff to his attributes here, as he added speed bunt and plate discipline on that screen. Now he's currently heading into this game on a 6-game hitting streak, 11 for 23 in that time, hitting 478, I think it was, 476 maybe. So top half of the first, Aldo's taking this one into the left center field gap. That's going to be a roll all the way up against the wall. The runner's going to score from second. Aldo's going to hold up at second base, as Sweet has himself a RBI double, 18 training points for that one. And now later on, it's bottom half of the, I couldn't tell what that is because the thing's blurry. And we're going to have some showtime in the field here. Dive to our right, snag that one from our knees. Aldo gets him as the scoop from the first baseman is enough. Great play there by Aldo Sweet at the shortstop position. So we end up winning this game 8-3. Aldo only gets one hit, however, but we do come away with the victory. Moving on to the next game against the Louisville Bats here in the bottom half of the first. We're up 3-0 already. Aldo's going to charge this one, and Sweet fires across the diamond on the run and retires the runner to end the inning. So now in the top half of the fifth, Aldo's at the plate 0 for 2 in the day with a strikeout and a ground out in previous at-bats. We're up 4-1. One run on, 1 out, 0-1 count. Here it comes. Showtime hitting. Aldo's taking this one to deep right field. That's going to be back at the track, and it's caught right at the wall. And you'll see a pretty often theme in this series is that, or in this episode, is that we are struggling yet again. We were pretty much tearing things up last episode, and now we're back to just everything. Either everything we're hitting like that in the previous at-bat is right at somebody, but it's solid contact, or it's just some little dinky pop fly to the shortstop on a fastball right in the middle. And it's just like, I don't understand how you do that with that. And it doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, we're just slumping here as we add some attributes there. We've got contact versus righties and stealing. Here we're changing our batting stance to Taylor Featherston with the one-handed style 3 follow-through. And as you can see there, in our last 4 games, we're 1 for 16. So we are slumping. That's an .063 batting average, which is nowhere near where you want to be. Bottom half of the fifth here, nobody on, 2-1 count. And Aldo's going to pick up a single here as he rips that one into left field. So the Featherston stance works at least for that at bat as he breaks that cold streaky. Well, not really breaks it, that's just one hit. But he comes up later in the game as he's 1 for 3 on the day with a single back in the fifth. It is the bottom half of the seventh, I think that says. 2-0 count. Nobody on, nobody out. Showtime hitting here. And Aldo's going to connect on this showtime hitting into deep right center field. That's going to ricochet off the wall. Center fielder's going to have to back up the field that one, and Sweet is able to get himself into third base with a triple. So Aldo Sweet's on third base with that triple, and he's going to end up being driven in, and the Clippers end up winning this game by a score of 6-5 over the Durham Bulls, as Aldo goes 2 for 4 on the day with a run and a triple, putting some more attributes in, this time power versus right-handers and plate vision. So now hopping into another game here in the bottom half of the fourth, 2 runners on, first and second, 1 out. 1-1 count to Aldo. We're down 3-2 to the Bulls. As lefty on righty action here. Showtime hitting yet again. And Aldo's taking this one into center field with a hard hit single. Runner from second's going to round third, head home, as that's an RBI single for Aldo Sweet. The other runner holds up at second base. So that's a ribby for him. And we end up getting our only hit on that at bat. So it's 1 for 4 with an RBI and a single. And we end up winning the game 7-4. So now in another game here in the bottom half of the first, or is that third? I can't tell. It's 1-0 Durham Bulls, and it's nobody on, nobody out. First pitch swinging. We're going to take this 1-2 deep center field. as that's caught at caught in deep center field. And once again, like I said, everything I hit is either right at somebody hard hit, or it's just some little dinky pop fly to the shortstop on really good pitches that I should not be hitting dinky pop flies to the shortstop on. So here we've got some back-to-back fielding plays where we're just firing across, and apparently we have the arm strength now to hit our first baseman right in the chest, which is always a good thing to have as a shortstop. But we do lose that game 7-2, and now we're moving on to a series against the Buffalo Bison, I believe it is. So here we are, 3-1. Down 3-1, correction, and runner on second. Showtime hitting the top of the ninth. Aldo's taking that one right back up the middle. Hard hit ground ball. Runner from second's going to round third. Head home. The throw to the plate is not in time. That's an RBI single for Aldo. And he picks up his only hit of the game in the ninth inning as he goes 1 for 4 with an RBI. We end up losing the game 3-2 to the Bisons. And now we pick things up in our next game, as last month Aldo went 302 average, 2 home runs, and 13 ribbies. As the 302 average is definitely something that you want to shoot for, but lately he has not been hitting too well. As you can see there in his last, I think it was 8 games, he's hitting 152, and he strikes out looking there, I believe, in the 97-mile-per-hour heat. He just could not pull the trigger on the up-and-in fastball. I'm pretty sure I thought it was going to break in or something, but it just turned out to be a fastball. As we come up later in the game, top half of the 5th, up 4-2, and Aldo's going to take this one into center field, scraping out some hits here. We would get hits here and there this episode, but generally it's pretty much we're in a huge slump. But yeah, in the bottom half of the 6th, up 4-2, nobody on, 1 out. Another showtime opportunity in the field. This time we're diving to our left, and we have to leave our feet to get that one, and then from our butts fire across our body, and somehow get it there on not even a hop. An insane play there by Aldo Sweet. And we go 1 for 5 on the day, and we drop the game 7-6 to the Bisons. So then, we're going to change our batting stance again. This time we're moving on to Jed Jorko, the second baseman for the San Diego Padres, as Aldo's hitting 272 now with 2 home runs, 15 RBI, and a plus 300 OBP, which is always good to see, but generally a low 300 OBP isn't exactly too impressive. But 3-1 count here on Aldo as he's taking this one up the gut for a single. Runner from first is going to hold up at second, and that's all that happens in that at-bat, but Aldo does pick up a base hit. Later on, we're in the field here in the bottom half of the 5th. That one's going to be line drive right at Aldo. Just reaches over to his left and snags that one right out of the air. And now we're coming up in the 15th inning. Top half of the 15th, tie ball game. Full count on Aldo, 1 out. Here comes the pitch, and he's learning to walk again. I believe I've waited long enough. As he draws a walk there, we go 1 for 6 on the day, but we do lose to the Rail Riders 4-3. As we move on to add some attributes here into contact versus left-handed pitchers and power versus right-handed pitchers. And that's going to wrap things up here for this episode of the Aldo Sweet Road to the Show. There's no point in posting like a 15-minute episode of Road to the Show if if all the footage I have for this period is just me popping up to shortstop and hitting it right at center fielders and stuff like that, and the occasional little dinky single and stuff that I would pick up. So, Aldo, at this end of this time period, is hitting 261 with 2 home runs, 15 RBI, and 10 runs on 161 at-bats. He is currently a 64 overall, just regular, and with the boost from his equipment, he is a 67. So we're definitely getting up there, and maybe sometime we'll be able to break out of the slump and show that we are ready to be in the big leagues and hopefully maybe trade us, because I would really not want to sit on the bench to Lindor. But with that being said, let's wrap things up here. I've been your host, Jersey Born, and I'm saying goodbye.
Wanna tell you about the girl I love. My, she looks so fine. She's the only one that I've been dreaming of.